Hey everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with Ron Placone, Steph Zamorano. How are you?
Hello.
So guess what happened? You know what happened. Look, they got a new DNC chair, and this is really important, right? Because it was going to mark whether the Democratic Party, which has become a party of billionaire donors and Wall Streeters, and whether it was going to open itself up to all the new independents that Bernie Sanders excited, all the progressives who felt that they were cheated because they felt that way because they were. And so this was the big chance. And so here was the big vote. And let's see.
It is my honor now to present the gavel, the next chair of the Democratic National Committee, to Mr. Tom Perez.
So a good idea. So what they keep talking about in politics always is optics. So the optics here couldn't be worse. Here is a woman who was caught. Her integrity is so shoddy that it didn't rise to the standards of CNN. That's who was running this. They were like, let's just keep her in. She got fired from CNN for cheating. Everyone knows it. So what? So what? Who cares? We run the party anyway, and it doesn't matter if Democrats continue losing as long as we keep this neoliberalism train going. That's the point. Remember when Shama Sawant said on Aggressive Progressives, and then I repeated it here, that the first order of business for the Democrats, meaning the Democratic machine, meaning the Democratic National Committee and all their donors, their first order of business was to defeat the agenda of the working people. That sounds radical. Like, Jimmy, what are you, a conspirator? It sounds crazy, right? Until you think about it. They would rather lose to a Republican and keep the status quo than win with a progressive. Why? Because Bernie Sanders would upset this money cart that they're on. Donna Brazile would be gone forever. Donna Brazile cheated Bernie Sanders. Tom Perez is in WikiLeaks saying, put me out there. I'll stick a knife in Bernie Sanders. That's who these people are. So the optics here are shitty. The shitty, hey, let's get the person who everyone in the world, including CNN, knows is a liar and a cheater. And not only did they cheat to favor Hillary Clinton, they cheated to screw over working people and students and young people. That's who they screwed over on purpose, and then they lost to Donnie Tiny Hands Trump. And here's the corporatist that she's handing it off to, Tom Perez. Tom Perez, pro-TPP. Even fucking Trump is smarter than Tom Perez. Even Trump. They try to make fun of Trump for being stupid. A, he kicked your ass. He's smarter than you. He knows how to run a campaign. Better than Donna Brazile, who is a 45-time loser. Better than Donna Brazile, who is a loser extraordinaire. She lost to George W. Bush. She lost to the Bushes twice. And she lost to Donnie Tanahands. And she cheated to do it. So this is the optics that are bad. When I say bad, I mean it's bad to everybody except the corrupt people who run the Democratic Party. Meaning the donors, because you know who voted? The people, I don't get a vote. Ron doesn't get a vote. Cenk Uygur doesn't get a vote. You know who gets to vote in that? The insiders, party insiders who like how things are going along. So that's bad that couldn't be worse optics. Let's have the woman who everyone knows is a cheater and the guy who wasn't even going to run until Barack Obama made him run. So they had to go out and recruit Tom Perez to run for this because Keith Ellison had all the energy behind him. He was way out in front as far as they thought was going to be the next DNC. And then the corporatists got together with Barack Obama and was like, that is not happening. I know we lost. I know we're wiped out from coast to coast. I know that the legacy of Barack Obama's like, I know my legacy is that the Democratic Party is annihilated. But we got to keep being more annihilated because our money people want it that way. Strong Republicans and weak Democrats. That's what the money likes. Strong Republicans, weak Democrats. And they don't even give a shit that they wouldn't even go, hey, let's have someone else introduced to Tom Perez. I know it's traditionally the chairperson, and that's why Donna Brazil's doing it, but it looks so goddamn awful. Maybe we should. It's like having Henry Kissinger hand out a Peace Prize award. It's like, you don't want to. You don't want to do. This is not turning the page for the Democrats. This is keeping the page right where it was in Loserville. They don't even care enough to have a better optic at this fucking press conference. They don't give a shit. Just like George Carlin said, they don't give a shit about you. And this makes it so easy to leave the Democrats and not give a fuck because they're bent on losing. 2018 should be a bloodbath for the Republicans. 2020 should be a crushing defeat. They are going to do everything they can to make sure that corporatists win, even if they're Republican, and progressives lose, especially if they're Democrats. That's what this means. We want progressives to lose and corporatists to win, whether they're Republican or Democrat. That's this pro-TPP guy they just fucking elected. A pro-TPP guy. That's your Tom Perez.
You know, I know it's a cliche, but it's really true in this case. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Yes. Look at everybody's face in that still right now. Tom Perez has a look like, well, I guess I'll never be seeing my spine again. Won't be able to use that. Donna just looks lost. And Keith Ellison has a look on his face like, we're screwed.
They are screwed.
I think the one thing that I think we're supposed to celebrate, get me if I'm wrong, correct me, that this is the first Latino that got elected as a chairman, right? Let's put a positive spin on this, everybody. Are you with me, amigos? Huh?
I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, Steph. I'm totally... Oh, yeah. That's right. Silver lining, right? We got a Hispanic fucking guy who's going to lose. The Democrat, what they're saying is progressive. Remember people were tweeting, oh, go ahead, Bernie bros. We don't need you. That's what this is. They're wiped. The Democrats are wiped out. It's like they're trying to say, you don't think we can lose bigger? You watch, motherfucker. And by the way, right before this, they had a vote to see if they were going to reinstitute the law that Barack Obama put in place. He put in a rule for the DNC, no more lobbyist money.
Uh-huh.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz got rid of that rule. So they had a vote to see if they would reinstate that rule. It failed, just like the Democrats failed. Hey, we're going to fight Donald Trump with a slightly watered down version of Donald Trump. We're going to be just to the left of Jeb Bush. That's why people are at these meetings. That's why people are going to town halls. That's why we have all these protests, because people really want the country to go more towards Jeb Bush. I hope, and you know what that look says? We're going after Republicans in the suburbs. Fuck you, workers. Fuck you, progressives. Fuck you. They hate them. The Democratic Party hates progressives. That's why they shit on them at every fucking turn. They turned the lights out on them at the convention. They turned the lights out on them. They wouldn't let them come into the convention. They were taking their credentials away. They wouldn't let them speak on stage. But they will bring a billionaire Republican who instituted stop and frisk in New York and give him the center stage. They screwed over Bernie on purpose. They said that Bernie supporters were violent, racist. Debbie Wasserman Schultz said they were just like Trump supporters. I have the tape of her saying that. Then they went on to, not only did they not pick Bernie Sanders to be vice president, they picked someone to the right of Hillary to be vice president. Hey, progressives, suck it. That's what they were saying again. And now this is third time. Strike three. You're out. And they tried to do that shit. Well, it doesn't even matter. The DNC chair doesn't really matter. That's what the establishment people were saying. Well, if it doesn't fucking matter, why did you guys go out and recruit Tom Perez? And why did you give a shit? Why did you trash Keith Ellison? Why did you dig up opposition research and then spew it all over the place? Why did Barack Obama himself personally call people who are voting personally to tell them to vote for Tom Perez? If it doesn't matter. Again, more gaslighting from the same motherfuckers who can't even beat Donnie Tiny Hands Trump, who are wiped out by people like Paul Ryan. And Mitch McConnell wiped these motherfuckers out. Look how stupid. You see that stupid look on their faces? That's because they're that stupid. They're dumb. These are people who are, whenever we're faced with a problem, they crumble. We have a problem. Oh, what should we do? We should do this thing to fix it, but it'll take integrity, courage, and a spine. Let's not fix it. Why? Because let's crumble, because we're weak and we're dumb. That's stupid. Now, I'm not a highly educated guy. I'm pretty dumb, but even I can see through how stupid they are. That's stupidity. I'm sure they've read more books than me, but that doesn't make you smart. All that does is give them a bigger vocabulary when they're crumbling. That's all they have. That's all Donna Brazile has. A cheater and a liar. And doesn't have the integrity to stand up and do what's right. She wouldn't even leave the goddamn post. They don't give a fuck. They couldn't care less. And so now, Dem exit. I'm done with the Democrats. I've been, you know me, I've been dumb them for a while. But this is just another nail in the coffin. And so any of you people who, again, that whole thing, now they're saying unity. So they screw over the progressive candidate. They screw him over on purpose. They cheat him. The people at the top of the party are doing that, cheating half their fucking party and lying about it. And then they screw over the guy who was supposed to, he was way out in front. And by the way, Keith Ellison's pretty establishment also. Mm-hmm. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the establishment was up against a non-establishment person. But remember, Chuck Schumer endorsed Keith Ellison. And they wouldn't even give us the slightly less establishment guy.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, people have said, they're like, well, you know, if you're not okay with Tom Perez, you're being too idealistic. I'm like, Keith Ellison was by far the most pragmatic choice. He was the guy that really had support from both sides of the aisle and could have actually gotten some new ideas. You're telling someone, stop being an idealist by wanting the most pragmatic person for the job so we can actually win. It makes zero sense.
It's like, so what they're saying is, progressives, why don't you just be okay with losing? Why don't you just make okay with it? Just make yourself okay with losing, because that's what we have to do, unite to lose. Because that's what they're saying. Now we have to unite. We screwed you over in the primary. We cheated you during the debates. We lied about the supporters. We elevated the people who were lying. We picked a fucking right-winger, right-to-work jagoff, pro-TPP as our vice president, and now we're screwing you again for the position that we claim doesn't even matter. And we won't even take the slightly less establishment motherfucker. Why? Because we'd rather lose to a Republican than win with a progressive. That is why. And that's why they're going to lose. I'm done with the Democratic Party. They think progressives give a shit about what Donna Brazile or Tom Perez has to fucking say. That mealy-mouthed Tom Perez couldn't talk his way out of a fucking paper bag. You saw him crumble in front of Chris Cuomo. That's what Tom Perez offers. And how these guys get into positions of power when they are obvious lackeys. This guy couldn't get out of a fucking paper bag created by Chris Cuomo. That's how horrible this Tom Perez guy is. Jimmy, you're being too hard. You want to see the tape?
Transparency.
The guy's a joke. Tom Perez is a joke. The Democrats are a fucking joke. Barack Obama left you wiped out and you don't give a shit. You love Barack Obama so much you're willing to lose 8 more years. So I'll do anything besides the Democrats. Will I vote for a progressive who happens to be in the Democratic Party? I will. But fuck the Democratic Party and fuck Tom Perez. Fuck Chuck Schumer. Fuck Nancy Pelosi. And fuck all you people who wagged their finger at me like I was the problem or the Green Party was the problem. You want to see the face of the problem? Look at this stupid look on their faces. Every fucking one of them. They know how stupid they are right now. They know that absolutely no one has enthusiasm for this or their goddamn party. And if Bernie Sanders wasn't aligning himself with the Democrats, imagine how fucking wiped out they'd be then. And what Bernie Sanders should do is nut the fuck up and leave those cocksuckers. That's what a real leader would do right now. Instead of trying to make a shit sandwich taste better. And instead of all doing that bullshit when he tried to tell us that Hillary is the most progressive campaign platform we've ever had. Stop trying to gaslight us. When Bernie talks from his heart, thousands of people show up and will do anything. And when he gaslights and bullshits that somehow, no, we got to come together. We're not. We're not coming together. You have a movement, Bernie. You have people who are hungry for a revolution. And if you want to lead it, lead it. If not, your country's going down the fucking tubes. Because there ain't nobody else standing up right now. There's Bernie Sanders and then the rest of the people who are the problem. Hey, the next live Jimmy Dore show is March 4th. That's a Saturday. Get your tickets right below. The next one after that is March 20th. The shows sell out really fast, so get your tickets right now. Links right there.